If you do not control your mind, it will control you. Not gently, not kindly, but relentlessly. You already know this. You felt it. The constant noise, the looping thoughts, the emotions that appear without permission and demand your attention. Most people believe this is normal. It isn't. It is weakness disguised as habit. And the moment you accepted it as normal, you surrendered authority over yourself. Thoughts arrive uninvited. Emotions surge without warning. Impulses dictate behavior. And instead of questioning it, people obey. They act first, they justify later. They call it personality. They call it stress. They call it just how I am. But what it really is a lack of control. The mind is a powerful tool, but left undisciplined, it becomes a liability. It replays memories that weaken you. It invents fears that paralyze you. It exaggerates emotion until reason is drowned out. And if you do nothing, it will decide for you. What you avoid, what you chase, what you tolerate, what you become. Most people live their entire lives reacting to thoughts they never chose. You refuse to accept that. Not because you were stronger, but because you were willing to become disciplined. And discipline is where control begins. You learned that not every thought deserves attention. Not every emotion deserves expression. Not every impulse deserves action. This is where separation begins. Between those who react and those who decide. You began observing your own mind the way you observe other people. With distance, with patience, with skepticism. You questioned urgency. You delayed reaction. You stopped acting the moment something felt immediate. Because urgency is how the mind forces obedience, and you no longer obeyed automatically. At first, it was uncomfortable. Silence inside your own head is not easy. The mind resists discipline. It prefers chaos. It prefers familiarity over growth. So it tests you. It brings doubt. It brings temptation. It brings excuses. And instead of fighting them, you watched them pass. You didn't suppress them. You didn't indulge them. You observed them and chose not to follow. That choice changed everything. Thoughts lost urgency. Emotions lost authority. Impulses lost dominance. You were no longer dragged from reaction to reaction. You were standing above it, watching, deciding. This is self-mastery. Not emotionless, not empty, but controlled. Most people avoid this path because controlling your mind requires confronting it. Every weakness, every insecurity, every uncomfortable truth. So they distract themselves. They numb themselves. They drown thought with noise. You did the opposite. You embraced stillness, and stillness gave you leverage. Control changed how you moved through the world. You spoke less, reacted slower, observed more. People noticed, not because you demanded attention, but because you no longer sought it. A person who controls their mind is difficult to manipulate, difficult to provoke, difficult to intimidate. Pressure works only on those already unstable inside. Your mind was no longer chaotic. It was ordered. And order is strength. You understood something final. If you do not command your inner world, someone else will. Fear will. Desire will. Other people will. And once you see that, there is no returning to ignorance. You stopped negotiating with weakness. You stopped indulging impulse. You stopped letting emotion decide outcomes. Because you understood the cost. A mind without control is not freedom. It is captivity. So you chose discipline. Quietly, deliberately. You trained attention. You mastered delay. You denied reaction. And through that mastery, you became dangerous in the quietest possible way. Because a person who controls their own mind cannot be rushed, cannot be ruled, cannot be forced. They underestimated what discipline would make you, but you didn't. You understood from the beginning, control your mind, or it will control